Hi, I'm LeRock, author of the book Fit Anyway, the 9 directives to win at weight loss and change your life forever. Today I'm here to talk about how to be happy. What does that have to do with health and fitness? You might be asking. To be honest with you, today I want to share that with you. Maybe it might contribute to your health and fitness and maybe it won't. Now, most people that know me think, oh, this guy's, he's probably always been happy, he's always smiling. He's always, he just seems to have, a pep in his step. And what does he know about being unhappy? And that's the reason I'm sharing this with you today. Today, this is a very personal and close to my heart episode about becoming happy, It may not have a whole lot to do with the health and fitness, and I believe it really does, but in some people's minds it might not. But there was a time in my life that I was very unhappy, like deeply unhappy. And people that have known me and personally in my life know the things that I've been through, and I've come out the other side still kicking, still able to smile, still able to laugh, still able to have a positive outlook on life. And, back there was a time, and part of it had to do with me being unhealthy. In my life when I was deeply in sorrow, deeply depressed, and I was suffering from anxiety, high blood pressure, and it all led to me, like in 1996, it ended up I lost my job. I had a great job and I was making really good an income. Like I was making more than my father, which is kind of, how I would grade myself back then. Am I making as much as my dad? And I got to this level at age 24 where I was making more than my father, and I was starting a family, and I got all this responsibility on me, and I wasn't paying attention to the important things in life. And I allowed myself to become very unhappy. So I managed, through much work to dig myself out of that. And the first thing was getting my health and fitness back, because I was so far gone in that direction. It added a whole other dimension to being unhappy. So today I'm going to share a couple tips with you, actually 6 tips on how to become happy. How did I do it, and how can you do it too? And how can you become happier, let's say. So the first thing I would say is learn from your mistakes. Really think about the things, when bad things happen to you and when you make mistakes, and heck, I've made many mistakes in my life, and I'll be the first to admit it. I do not deny any of the mistakes I make. I own them and I honor them too. And the way I do that is I learn from them. For example, if you have bad people that you've let in your life and that you've given your heart to, and they take it and they step on it, there's signs before all that happens. There are signs, and you may know what I'm talking about, where you've seen it. You knew something was wrong, but you still let it go forward because you really didn't know and you thought it might work out and you really wanted it to. It could be with friendships, it could be relationships. There's things, maybe choices you made in life that weren't the best choices. And you made those mistakes, but the worst thing you can do is to make them again and again and again. So if you learn from your mistakes, and the way you do that is you become really in tune with when a bad thing happens and you've made the mistake and you're at the other end of it, you're at that point where it's done and maybe people don't like you so much, or maybe, whatever it is, you made a mistake in life. You have to stop and you have to think about, do I want to keep repeating this? Instead of just getting over it and getting over, like drowning yourself in your sorrows and licking your wounds, they might say, and then just moving forward. No, really think about this mistake I made. What was it? And I own this mistake. And how am I going to stop it from happening to me in the future? And in my case, one example is relationships. I decided right then and there, I will never let this happen to me again. I will do everything I can humanly do possible to stop this from happening to me again. And I'll be more selective in the people that I introduce into my life. I'm going to stop letting things control me. I'm not going to let life run me. I'm going to run it. And I'm going to be selective. I'm going to find somebody who has similar characteristics to me. And I'm telling you, the day I did that, things changed. Everything changed. So that's one of the biggest points I'd like to make. The second tip I have for you, and the second thing that I've incorporated in my life, at the beginning of every day, think of at least 3 things that you could be thankful for. You know, you would not believe the difference that you can have in your mind just from asking yourself, what can I be thankful for this morning? You know, instead of getting on your email and reading about all the horrible things that are happening in the world, or on your Facebook, or, you know, reading about North Korea and all this other awful stuff, or emails, people bothering you and they need stuff. Instead of doing that first thing in the morning, think about 3 things you can be thankful for. You know, for me, it's I think about my daughter, who I hold very dearly, that she's healthy, she's doing well in life, she's thriving, she's going to be a nurse very soon, and she's going to be able to be a productive member of society. She's going to be helping people. You know, the second thing I think about is my relationship with my spouse. You know, it's a great, loving relationship. I never speak badly about my spouse, and she doesn't speak badly about me. You know how rare that is? You know, I adore her. I'm so thankful every day for that. The third thing I might think about, I have a nice home. You know, it isn't a mansion and it isn't the biggest thing in the world, but it's my home. And I made that happen through hard work and through dedication to what I do. I'm able to take care of my family. You start thinking about these types of things in the morning, and your outlook for the rest of the day totally changes. And I'm telling you, I have lots of bad things thrown at me all day long. I don't have a cushy job where I'm in pleasure land, and most of you don't, right? So, you know, life gets pretty stressful and you get a whole lot of things going on. But if you can start the day feeling thankful, it really does help you become happier. The third tip is a real easy one. Smile more frequently during the day. Even when nothing happy is happening, even when you're by yourself, just try it. Go in front of the mirror and smile. Smile one of the biggest smiles you ever smiled. Just do it. When you smile, it triggers hormones and signals within the body, the natural response to make you feel happy. Believe it or not, it works. The minute you smile, you feel happier. So if you find you're a type of person who's maybe got to a point in life because of whatever reason, you're not happy, you're becoming miserable and you got a frown on your forehead and you're always serious, try to stop that because it's only hurting you. Try to smile more often. If you smile more often, eventually you're going to be feeling the joy and you're going to smile, and it's going to just go around and around. Smiling, being happy, happy, smiling, you know. It's a real easy step. So the fourth tip I'd like to introduce is introduce presence into your life. And you know, there's a craze going on around about mindset or mindfulness. Well, it has to do with being present. Many people are caught up in the past. You know, they're worried about the past, things that happened in the past, things that people might think about them because of the past, or they're caught up in worrying about the future. You know, what's going to happen on Monday, or what's going to happen, will I be able to pay the mortgage, and all these things they're thinking about that are in the future. What will I become? What's the point of all this? And they're caught up in the future and they're caught up in the past, but they're forgetting about now. They're forgetting to be present. You know, look around. Enjoy your surroundings. Be present with the people you speak to. As you're talking to people, make real connections. Look them in the eye and listen. Listen first so that you can understand rather than trying to be understood. And just have better connections by being present. People can tell when you're disconnected and when you're thinking about other things. I know with me, it's obvious. When I allow myself to get caught up in certain things, people can tell. You know, I'm not myself. the more present you can become, the more yourself you can become. Okay? And the happier you can become. So the fifth tip I have today is to love openly. That's a big ask, isn't it? Love openly. That means not love, carefully, or love people or others hoping you'll get love back, but it means just love openly. Think good things about everybody that comes into your life. I do that. It's one of my unique gifts that I have, and something I've learned over time is I love the people that I interact with. I truly care about them. And because of that, I feel richer in life. I feel good all the time. I'm never thinking bad thoughts about people. And I don't feel strife, and I don't feel bitter, and I don't hold grudges. Bad things have happened to me. Man, I've had all kinds of things happen to me, in life and relationships and friends and things that didn't turn out right, and think mistakes I made where people held grudges against me. But I let all that go years and years and years ago because I found that it was making it so I wasn't happy. So loving openly, caring about people for real. It's an amazing feeling if you go through life loving people instead of being angry and cautious. There's nothing to be afraid of. And the sixth and final tip I have for you is to give to others. And it's not all about give your money to others. It's give your time to others. Listen to that person that might need your help. Maybe they're not your best friend in the world. Maybe you barely know them, but maybe if you listen and maybe you can give them some tips to maybe, help their life get better, maybe you'll have an impact on people and it'll bring joy into your life. You can give your support. Your buddy needs help moving something. Say, hey, you know what? I'll take Saturday off and I'll come help you out. Give. And maybe, those are the little things, helping a friend that's in need. But then there's even bigger things that you can do to make yourself even feel better. You can help your community. Volunteer at the soup kitchen. Do things for charity. Giving to others. I remember Ronald Reagan saying something about it years and years ago, and I'm not a political person, but I remember him saying, giving is the most selfish thing a person can do. And I totally agree. When I give, it makes me feel 10 times better probably than that person who got something from me. So today's session was about being happy, and it didn't have a whole lot to do with health and fitness. Didn't talk about nutrition, didn't talk about how to work out, or how to introduce things into your life to make you fit and healthy. But it was more for the health of your soul and your mind, and I hope I helped a little bit. So until we meet again, stay healthy, be happy, and live your life according to your intentions every single day. Hey guys, it's Ethan. I hope you liked that video, because if you did, there are 3 things you can do right now. 1, you can click on subscribe to this channel, and I hope you do, so I can continue to send you free videos every week. 2nd, you can pick up a copy of my brand new book, Fit Anyway, available right now on Amazon. 3rd, you can go to my website, sign up to my newsletter, where I offer free video series, free content that's not available here on YouTube, and also you'll get notifications of any other changes that are happening in my life. Until we meet again, stay healthy, be happy, and live your life with intention every single day.